Hey everybody, Wilfie here. Oh, can't get out that way. Well, I can, but I'll be going the wrong way. So, how the heck is everybody? I just finished up a live stream this evening. About 7 hours of good old-fashioned X3 Albion Prelude Lit Cubes Universe. That's a long title. But it's a good one. It's a game worthy of a long title because of just how frickin' good it is. Had a bit of a lull in the action for the last couple, maybe 2 or 3 hours, because it kind of reached what you might call the early mid-game of building an empire, where you've got a fleet of a handful of ships, and you've got all sorts of automated things going on, and you're starting to pile up, or you're starting to either build up money or do stuff that piles up money, so you can start acquiring better stuff later. And it just gets a little bit repetitive, and there's a bit of waiting involved. Because I guess my play style kind of, I guess if I wanted to, I could be a bit more aggressive, maybe take on more combat missions and stuff like that, but I don't like the way patrol missions work in X3, because they just take forever. And so that leaves just defending and protecting a station, or repelling a specific invasion, like a given attack or whatever. And it doesn't always hand those out very freely, and when it does, sometimes they are too hard for you in your current, in your little pea shooter to actually accomplish. So, I end up rather not taking them. Now, if I wanted to, I could take some money, I could focus on piling up cash to go buy myself an M6, a Corvette class, a Corvette-sized ship that I could start taking out there to punch Xenon in the face and take out full squadrons of fighters. And I might do that next time. I'm going to play some more tomorrow, because it's just a lot of fun. Excuse me. But I guess, because I don't do that, or at least haven't been doing that right now, I'm mostly relegated to doing other mission types, like personnel transport, asteroid scanning, courier, and basic stuff like that, along with looking for abandoned ships, or bales, I guess they call them, derelicts, that sort of thing, to either you capture them and then you repair them and either use them, or do like I've been doing, sell them off. You can make some pretty good money that way. That, and you can also buy, you'll find ships for sale just at random, either from stations or just flying out there in space with a pilot saying, yeah, I want to sell this thing. The hull is at 54%, and this is my asking price. And as long as the hull is less than 100%, you'll get a drastically reduced price on the sale price. So you can buy the ship and be guaranteed to make a profit just by flying right up to it, hopping out of your ship, and shooting it with your repair laser until its hull is 100%. Do nothing else to it, fly it to a station or a shipyard, and sell the damn thing, and you'll make double your money back, easy. So that's always kind of neat. And the trouble with that is it's only ever, it's freighters and fighters, pretty much. I don't think I've ever seen anyone sell a carrier casually to a random passerby, or a destroyer, or a missile boat. I don't think I've even seen a Corvette get sold like that. I think it's just the fighters and the transports. The smaller transports. So, yeah, anyway, babbling. And the other problem, the rub, rather, is that the missions I described, the passenger transport and asteroid scans and courier stuff, those don't get given out all that often. At least they haven't been for this run. game's been really enthusiastic about trying to make me fly combat missions. And I've taken some, but not a lot. And I also spent some time trying to curry favor with the pirates so they'll stop shooting my ships on sight. And I did that by trying to fight off the Xenon in Nobilios's Memorial, which is one sector north of Xenon Sector 101. The upshot is, it's a pirate-controlled sector, and when you destroy any ship that's an enemy to the owner of a sector, in that sector, the owner likes you more. Like, they give you credit or reputation boost for doing that. So, since the Xenon regularly and reliably come pouring through that gate from their own sector into this one, if you have a big enough ship, you can just camp the gate and blow the piss out of anything that comes through. Now, I do not have a big enough ship for that, so I have to kind of choose my battles. And that proved to be really hard today, because they come through in squadrons, and not small ones. And no matter how skilled you are, they really...
There's a speed trap ahead.
Ah, thank you, Betty. We're gonna slow our asses down. I like how like 3 other people just suddenly slow down for no reason. That's awesome. But anyway, yeah, so no matter how skilled the pilot, a single M3 with just a handful of missiles and chaff and that sort of thing in its cargo is possibly going to stand any chance of shooting down a squadron of, say, 7 or 8 M3s, 4s, and 5s of a Xenon variety. So you're looking at Ns, Ms, and Ls along with LXs. Those things pack a punch. Even the Ns in groups can be dangerous to an M3, and those are just M5s. It's because the Xenon packs some pretty beefy weapons on their ships, and they're pretty brutal. They can't aim for crap, because nothing can aim for crap in X3, but that doesn't matter because they make up for it in numbers. And so I got my ass blown off quite a few times. And you know how it is. Everybody on the stream loves watching me die. And so, I got to give the people what they like. Also, it was just what I wanted to do. And never did manage to actually take out an entire squadron, but I did pick off a few Ns here and there, and got my reputation up at least to the point, I'm still -3 out of, I think it's a scale of -20 to +20, where 0 is neutral, 20 is, oh my god, have my babies, and -20 is destroy him and everything related to him. So I'm at -3 with them now, which is just on the friendly side of, do we shoot to kill on sight or not? If you hit -4, then they'll attack you on sight. But at -3, they will grumpily tolerate your presence in their space, or in their proximity. So it's kind of neat. So I fixed that, because early game I was just, shooting down pirates because it was funny. Because it is funny. 10B? What does it want to take 10B? That, or they screwed up the labels on that sign, and that's really 10A. Whatever. I know where I'm going. And I'm not telling anybody. Now I'm just meeting up with some friends for a New Year's Day celebration. Should be fun. Okay, I'm wondering if I didn't just fuck that up. Oh, Google, how you bend me over, you ass. Well, wait a minute. Oh, yep, it fucked me. God damn it, Google. whatever. They just changed how this road is laid out, so I guess Google didn't get the memo that they built a big-ass overpass to go across the highway instead of this silly nonsense that it was before. Whatever. That's what I get for following the computer and not just my eyes. So yeah, picked a few fights with some Gazenon. Avoided fighting with the pirates because I, like to fly through their space without getting shot down all the time. It's easier to map the galaxy with those fast-moving kestrels if they don't get shot down every time they go near a pirate, because they're all over the place. Glad I left early. There's always fun navigational issues. But what else? So I spent a lot of time just sort of trolling the known sectors that I've got on the map and looking for bales, looking for loot to go pick up. Started a bit of a mining operation, pretty small scale, and it doesn't produce much money. Really doesn't produce any money. Holy shit, he's moving fast. And so yeah, there were some pretty dull bits of downtime in today's stream, so apologies for that. Although it's the sort of game, if you like X3, you're kind of used to that. And I guess I haven't announced this, but I've kind of made a conscious decision that I don't want to play. I don't want to play the game offline to advance it further, off stream, so that people can't see it. Because I've kind of come to realize in the past that in previous playthroughs, I've actually done that where I'll. Sorry, I'm paying attention to the road here. Where I'll stream for a while, and then offline I'll sit and play the game for a few hours and get some of the, busy work and the dull shit out of the way. But then people get confused, rightly so, when there's a gap between the progress I'd made at the end of one stream and the progress I've seemingly made at the start of the next. And so I've decided that I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to play only when I'm streaming, and that's so if you're watching the stream or watching the videos on YouTube, that's it. There's no hidden gameplay that you're not able to see. So that does lead to a bit more downtime here and there, but I think it's okay. I don't think it ends up being a huge deal. Like I said, if you're watching someone play X3 to begin with, you know that you're in for some waiting here and there. But the map is getting more filled out. I've got some traders going, some sector traders doing their thing. Come on, turn red already. Oh, this is a long light. Oh, there it is. Couldn't even see the damn thing. Yeah, so more sectors are getting mapped out. I've got a small fleet of kestrels doing their deploying satellites thing, and another one's exploring more sectors. He's already made his way down the OCV corridor, so I don't think that one's going to live much longer. And yeah, getting to the point where I'm gonna want to start building a station, or rather, I'm gonna want to start saving up to build a station. All right, Betty, what do you want me to do? Get back on the highway or carry down this? Okay, we're going down this. Why the hell not? All right, I have no idea where it's going now, so this will be fun. I mean, I know where I am. I'm just not too sure how it's going to get me where I need to go. Yeah, whatever. It's an adventure. Now, what else is going on with it? Yeah, sorry, I want to start building a station somewhere. Just to give my Reaper shuttle a home base, a base of operations. What does it want me to do? Go for 6.7 miles on... Huh, okay. I guess that'll work. So yeah, nice little home base for the Reaper shuttle, and then I'll get a transport set up to keep the stations well stocked in energy cells so that it can always refuel and all that fun stuff. Then I'll have a working Reaper system going, and then slowly start ramping up the mining operations so that it's churning out more money. And, you know, it's just a slow, incremental build-up of capabilities and capacity. It's the usual empire-building fun madness of X3. I really love getting... The end game is fantastic, too, because you end up with massive factory complexes that are producing all your weapons and missiles and parts for new ships. You got a shipyard that's building ships, you know, constantly churning out new ships, and your war machine is really cranked up and going. And then you can start amassing just gargantuan fleets of big-ass carriers and cruisers and destroyers, missile boats, and turn them loose on the OCV, because they are the real endgame threat in LitCube's universe. The cute little Fanon Corporation, you basically end up competing against 8 different corporations in LitCubes, and the first one always starts, it's always Tandy Corp, I think it is. It's a reference, of course, to Tandy, who made early 80s computers, or personal computers. The Tandy TRS-80, I believe, was their most famous one. And they start to build factories, and they have their own freighters that move stuff around. And they amass a military, and they'll start coming after your ships and your stations as you build them. Now, the first company is pretty benign. They're not very aggressive at all. And they always start in the same sector. And once they notice you and they start attacking you, eventually you'll get pissed off enough to bring your fleet, whatever it is, fly into their home sector and blow the piss out of their fleet so that they've basically got nothing except for their base, their headquarters. And then if you have enough armament, and you may not, because stations are huge and have tons of shields and hit points and hull points, so yeah, you may just leave them alone for a while and leave them crippled so they don't screw with your stuff. But the game cheats a little bit because it basically has to. And they can still buy or manufacture ships even if they have a negative credit balance. Which, you know, it's a bit scummy, but that's how you create a bit of a challenge. And you know, you could, if you really wanted to, you could leave a fleet in their home system, parked right inside their gate, so that they can't send their fighters and cruisers out. They're too stupid to jump, apparently. Well, no, I don't think that's true. I think they actually will use their jump drive, so never mind, you can't do that. You could be a nuisance, of course, by doing that, but I don't think it'll stop them. But eventually, it gets to a point, you know, you'll get pissed off enough that you'll go in and just blow up the station. Say, fuck you people. And the horse you rode in on. Get out of here. And so you go blow up their station. And you get a nice email from the Fanon Corporation that's the parent company of the company you just blew up. And at first it's like, this is no big deal. We understand. Competition's a thing, so, whatever. No hard feelings. We'll be back. You do that, each time you do that, they come back maybe half an hour later with a new station and a new fleet. And each of the 8 increments, up until the 8th one, they get increasingly aggressive. Their fleet gets bigger and more powerful. They start flying bigger ships, more powerful ships, and they start producing them faster. And at the start, with the first company or first subsidiary, where they'll just take pot shots at you if they get the chance, by the time you get to number 8, they are actively hunting your ships, especially your freighters, and your stations, and taking every shot they can. To the point where they're sending entire strike forces to attack your stations, or gang up on unprotected freighters. It's really impressive, actually. But in this, so they're kind of the mid-late game challenge, because once your war machine is up and rolling, and you can go toe-to-toe with the OCV in an engagement and not lose all your ships, you're pretty much in a good spot to go just stomp, curb stomp Fanon Corporation and all of its subsidiaries. I think the last playthrough I did, I basically camped out. I just left a bunch of destroyers. Stupid app. I basically just left a fleet of curb stomping monsters. A carrier, several destroyers, a bunch of missile boats, and a freighter going back and forth, resupplying them with all the missiles and energy cells they needed. Just hilarious. And ended up just camping. So as soon as their new headquarters spawned, I would just dive straight in. I'd go boom, 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 boom. Just pummel it and destroy it again immediately. They never got a chance to regain a foothold. So that's the mid to late game thing. But the OCV are the real challenge. They're the real end game. And so much as there is an end game in an X3 run, because really it's an open sandbox of the best kind, because it really is open-ended. Even when you conquer all the enemies in the game, the Lit Cube provides, if I remember right, once you blow up Fanon Corporation completely, it takes maybe it's an hour or two, but I'm pretty sure it comes back. Like, the whole thing just starts over with with Tandy Corp again. And, of course, at that point, you're so big that you can just easily raffle stomp them, but if they do show up again. I don't remember if the OCV eventually respawns again. But, again, if your fleet's big enough and you've managed things well enough, you can basically camp their home turf and be ready when they, reappear, and just smash them into the dirt again as they emerge. But that's not where the fun of X3 ends. There's still a lot more to do. There's an entire galaxy to dominate. Once you reach the point where you can build every ship you want to build, and you don't need to buy ships from other factions, you can basically start just destroying anybody you want, or picking fights with everybody, and nuke the whole universe. And I don't recommend doing that solely for the fact that there are things that you cannot produce yourself that you might find useful. The Saturn complex hubs come to mind. You can't manufacture those yourself. There is only one station in the entire universe where that can be purchased, and that would be the Saturn III shipyard. So you can never piss off the Terrans. If you want to build really high output, high convenience, super awesome factory complexes. And, you could consider that a limitation, but I think it's pretty cool. It's sort of this innovative new technology that only the Terrans have. They're not sharing it, and it's so special they're only building it in one place. deep in their own territory. So it's kind of neat. Got to play nice with them if you want the goodies. I guess a way around that would be to just stockpile the stupid things. Like, you know, stockpile the... oh, okay, I know where they're going now. Right, that'll work. Yeah, just buy a bunch of huge transports and start stockpiling those Saturn complexes. Wait, what, really? Am I there already? Huh. Well, they're going to be surprised I'm a half hour early. Oops, wait, that's not the right street. Oh, yes it is. Huh. South Park. Yeah. Blood center? Google, are you taking me to a blood center? Where the hell am I? Oh, shit like this makes me giggle. Who on earth even knows what I'm getting myself into? Should be fun, though. It's a couple people I've met locally, and they seem pretty cool. And they seem fairly trustworthy. I don't think they would... well, I mean, this is out in public, so it's not like a dangerous thing or anything. Just, oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that looks fine. And I missed the turn, like an idiot. Oh, no, I didn't. Here's the way in. All right, cool. Well, I'm here. So that's it for the X3 babbling tonight, and I appreciate everybody watching the stream today. I think I maxed out at a good, I want to say, probably 15 viewers, which is pretty good numbers for me. Oh, did I seriously drive? I actually think I did miss it. Okay, we'll go back. Don't worry, Googer. But yeah, so that's it for me. And I will start getting things edited, I promise, and posted to YouTube here in the next few days. I'll start with the X3 stuff because I know that's what people want to see, and then I'll go back, and God, I've got like 90 hours of fucking Fire Emblem to encode and upload, so that's gonna be a while, guys, but it's coming. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care.